Organizational structure is a fundamental determinant of strategic success because it defines how authority, responsibilities, communication, and resources are coordinated to achieve organizational objectives. While strategy establishes the long-term direction of an organization, structure provides the operational framework through which strategic plans are implemented effectively. In the program, the relationship between structure and strategy reflects the principle that organizational design must evolve alongside strategic development to ensure alignment between corporate objectives and operational capabilities. As organizations expand geographically, diversify products, embrace digital transformation, or pursue innovation, existing structures may become inadequate, requiring redesign to maintain efficiency, flexibility, and competitive advantage. Consequently, strategic management and organizational design are closely interconnected disciplines that collectively influence long-term organizational performance and sustainable value creation. The classic management principle that structure follows strategy recognizes that organizational arrangements should support rather than constrain strategic objectives. As business strategy changes, organizational structures must evolve to accommodate increased complexity, new technologies, changing customer requirements, and competitive pressures. The framework explains that as strategy develops, organizations typically experience greater specialization, employ more specialist staff, introduce additional levels of authority, and develop more bureaucratic procedures. Expansion into international markets, product diversification, acquisitions, or technological innovation often requires greater coordination and formalization to manage increasingly complex operations effectively. Structural evolution therefore reflects organizational growth and strategic transformation while supporting more sophisticated management systems and governance arrangements. The relationship between strategy and structure is reciprocal because structure also influences strategic capability. The framework identifies several important ways in which organizational structure affects strategic performance. First, the degree of organizational flexibility determines how rapidly management can respond to environmental change and emerging opportunities. Highly centralized bureaucratic structures may impede innovation and responsiveness, whereas flexible structures facilitate adaptation and strategic agility. Second, organizational design influences the availability of specialist skills and associated decision-making authority, affecting the organization's ability to exploit expertise and manage increasingly specialized business activities. Effective structural design therefore enhances strategic execution by aligning decision-making authority with organizational competence and resource availability. The program further emphasizes that structure influences innovation, knowledge management, the development of critical success factors, CSFs, and market orientation. Collaborative organizational arrangements facilitate knowledge sharing and innovation, while rigid hierarchical systems may discourage creativity and slow organizational learning. Similarly, customer-focused structures improve responsiveness to market requirements by bringing decision-makers closer to customers and operational activities. Consequently, selecting an appropriate organizational structure becomes a strategic decision that directly affects competitive advantage, operational efficiency, and organizational adaptability in dynamic business environments. The program identifies four principal organizational structures: entrepreneurial, functional, divisional, and matrix structures, each possessing distinctive characteristics, strengths, and limitations. The selection of an appropriate structure depends upon organizational size, complexity, strategic objectives, geographic scope, product diversity, and competitive environment. No single structure is universally superior. Rather, effectiveness depends upon the extent to which organizational design supports strategic priorities and operational requirements. Managers must therefore evaluate structural alternatives carefully to ensure alignment between governance arrangements and strategic direction. The entrepreneurial structure is typically associated with small organizations where activities are built around the owner-manager. Decision-making authority is highly centralized, communication channels are short, and organizational flexibility is considerable because strategic and operational decisions are concentrated within a single individual or small leadership team. Entrepreneurial structures enable rapid decision-making, close managerial control, and strong strategic direction during early organizational growth. However, as organizations expand, excessive dependence upon the owner-manager may create bottlenecks, limit delegation, and reduce organizational scalability. Consequently, entrepreneurial structures are most appropriate for relatively small enterprises operating in dynamic environments requiring quick strategic responses. The functional structure groups employees according to similar professional activities or specialized functions, such as finance, marketing, operations, or human resources. Functional specialization promotes technical expertise, operational efficiency, economies of scale, and professional development within each department. Standardization of procedures and concentration of specialist knowledge enhance operational control and resource utilization. However, functional structures may encourage departmental silos, reduce cross-functional communication, and create coordination difficulties when organizations diversify products or operate across multiple markets. Strategic integration, therefore, becomes increasingly challenging as organizational complexity grows beyond a single product focus. The divisional structure addresses greater organizational complexity by splitting the organization into separate divisions based on products or geographical regions. Each division typically possesses responsibility for its own operations, resources, and financial performance, allowing managers to focus on specific markets or product lines while responding more effectively to local customer needs and competitive conditions. Divisional structures improve accountability, strategic focus, and managerial autonomy while facilitating performance evaluation through divisional profit responsibility. However, duplication of resources across divisions and reduced economies of scale may increase operating costs, requiring effective corporate coordination to maintain organizational efficiency and strategic consistency. The matrix structure combines functional and divisional characteristics, enabling employees to report simultaneously to both functional specialists and project or product managers. Matrix organizations seek to balance technical expertise with customer or project responsiveness by encouraging cross-functional collaboration and flexible resource allocation. Such structures are particularly valuable in project-based industries, multinational corporations, and innovation-driven organizations where knowledge integration and multidisciplinary teamwork are essential. However, dual reporting relationships may generate ambiguity, conflict, and coordination challenges if roles and responsibilities are not clearly defined. Effective communication, leadership, and conflict management are therefore critical to successful matrix implementation.